Obesity has become a worldwide problem. According to statistics, 39 million children under the age of 5 in 2020 were either categorized as being overweight or obese. And the statistics are also staggering for adults as well. And the upward trend of increased weight, obesity, and even morbid obesity continues to move forward. Now, there are many reasons why this could be. Is it access to food, time available for preparation of foods, education on what is good for us, and how we can prepare them wisely, food deserts, and even more reasons why our nation is becoming higher and higher in number upon their scale. Another reason we want to consider is the fact that some of the foods that we choose to eat, specifically those high in fat, meat, oils, sugars, are in fact highly addictive. Food addiction is not something that is necessarily touched upon as much as it could be, but it's something that we need to consider. Did you know that there are scientists that actually sit down and develop the specific amount of chemicals, sugars, fats, product size, and pounds in the meal that you buy so that you can essentially want more? There's no mistaking. There's purpose behind the burger that we're eating, the cheese loaded on those tacos and pizzas, the amounts of salt, the amount of fat percentage in the food. These are all addictive components. Did you know that casein that is found in milk, specifically cheese, sets a cascade of chemical events in the brain that are similar to that of the cascade of someone addicted to a substance? Substance abuse. The addiction potential of foods and the way that our body reacts to them is something serious that we need to consider. When you taste and ingest these highly concentrated foods, high in fat, high in salt, heavily processed, loaded cheese items, there's no mistaking that you will want to come back. Let's ask ourselves, when we had that pizza or that taco or that cheeseburger, were we really satisfied with just one bite of it? We wanted more. And some of us are actually deemed addicts to these food products. Do you find yourself angry if you don't get that cheeseburger, pizza, sub sandwich? Do you find yourself having difficulty to focus if you don't have that caffeine in the morning in that large cup of coffee that you buy? Do you find yourself making an excuse if someone happens to see that you have all those candy bars, chocolates, and other sugary items in your work drawer or in your home? Do you find that you have to have this certain food item at this specific point of the day? Do you have to have that nightly meal, that nightly snack? If you find that you're answering yes to some of those questions, you have some component of chemical and even physiological dependence on the items that you're consuming. We all have this in some manner or shape, but what we need to do is recognize it and control it, avoid it, because it has been shown that diets high in meat products, high in fat, saturated oils, refined sugars, and processed items, they lead to heart disease, cancers, diabetes, and all manner of troubles for us as we grow. And as a pediatrician, I mention all these things because they are affecting our children even from now. The studies show that these chronic medical illnesses, they start early on in life, in childhood, from what we are feeding our children. Cancers don't just grow overnight, and heart disease and clogged arteries don't just happen in a day or two or with one little snack at a party. It happens over an accumulation of time. So as a pediatrician, I'm speaking out to you about all these adult issues because they are reflective in our children's lives as they grow up and become adults. So let's do what we can in order to provide more security in health for our children. Let's start from now, a solid foundation so that they don't have to suffer like I'm sure many of us have seen in some of our loved ones. Think about the foods that you may be wanting and craving. Is it worth it? Try and see what you can do even in small ways. Or for some of us that just have that gusto in our hearts and that fire burning, just stop it and avoid it altogether. You can follow me for more life-changing information about a whole food plant-based diet and check out my website at www.drmoniqueadu.com.